Hello, welcome back to the Woodwork channel, welcome back to the Press Box. This week we're going to talk about who is going to get relegated from all four divisions of the top of English football. But first, there's been some breaking news this week. Two Premier League managers have lost their jobs, Sean Dyche and Thomas Frank. I'm your host, George Edwards. I've got Will and Nardo alongside me. I'm going to discuss them two first. We'll start with Thomas Frank. That's the one that came first. I mean, it's been a good week for Ange Postecoglou's reputation, hasn't it? His two predecessors have both been sacked. Thomas Frank's one that I think we all saw come in. Champions League, he's done well, and that's about it. 3 points, 4 points above the relegation zone. It was a long time coming, and I think the Spurs fans were waiting for that to happen. So, were we surprised? Not at all.
Not really. I watched that Newcastle game on the night before he was sacked, and they look so devoid of ideas. That team. I mean, they have got some really good creative players in there. Obviously, they've got 11 injuries, which is tough to deal with for any team. I think, just you could see in the players' faces. Really, he's had so many issues throughout his short tenure. You had that loss against Chelsea when I think Jed Spence and Mickey van der Ven were like just saying goodbye to him, basically not even paying attention. I don't think the players have played for him for a long time. I think it's quite easy to get up for those Champions League nights under the lights. I think, that's the players can sort of drive that themselves. And I think that Newcastle performance essentially was players that looked like they were being held captive. They looked like they didn't have any, captive. They didn't look like they had any freedom on the pitch.
And where do Spurs go next? Because they've tried the big name in Jose, in obviously Pochettino before, Conte. They've tried a sort of different style in Nuno and Frank in successful Premier League sides that hasn't worked. What can they do next, Nardo?
They just need unity. I think they need to be together again, because it's that home form that keeps a relegation side up. You look at Leeds. That home form is what will keep them up, and West Ham maybe a bit, because when they played United, it looked pretty sold out in a way.
Yeah.
And if it was sold out, but it looked pretty packed. They need that home form back, because away they're okay, but the home form is what takes the team over the edge. They need a manager who will bring them together again, because they've got quality. You can't say they haven't got quality. They've got it all over the pitch. When they get the players back, I think they will be fine. But they just need someone to bring them all together playing again.
Is that Pochettino?
Yeah, the South Stand was singing his name throughout the whole game.
But does it always work?
It doesn't always work, but I think as you said, they've tried so many different things. They brought in, experienced winning coaches like Mourinho and Conte. They brought in Ange, which, essentially did the job and won them a trophy. But I think Pochettino, if it doesn't work, the fans can go, look, we tried it and it didn't work. But ultimately, I think that's the option they'll be looking at. Yeah.
Do you want to go on to Dyche?
Yeah, can do. Yeah. Well, I'm in the room with two Forest fans, so what's the thoughts on that?
I think he had to go. I said after the Leeds game, I messaged you, and I think it was in the group chat, I said, he's got to go. He's just, the football isn't good. We was always told by Everton fans it wasn't going to be great and we'd pick up points.
Yeah.
We were picking up points, but not really. And it's games that we should have picked up points, we weren't. I mean, the run we just went on, Palace, Leeds, Wolves, that was almost certain 7-9 points, and you're okay. I think we'll be fine. And we got,
Two
2 points out of it, and that's not great.
Yeah. I
think he had to go. The players weren't playing for him. I thought he would be all right after Ange. I thought, okay, we'll be fine, because he's been the master of relegation, hasn't he? But I don't know where we go from here.
Yeah, that run of form's what dug his grave, I think, because his league form was masking how poorly we were doing. So we went on a run of, we beat West Ham, didn't we? We drew with Arsenal, we beat Brentford. Really 3 good results, solid results that took us away from the relegation zone. But between that, we lost to Wrexham in the FA Cup that was absolutely diabolical. Dyche then went for the players in his post-match interview that he had selected.
Yep.
He did the same thing 2 weeks later when we lost to Braga. That was completely unacceptable, that performance, from minute 1 to minute 90. And yes, we have a penalty and miss it. And if we score that, it's a completely different game. But then, as you say, the points in the league stopped. We didn't pick up any points reasonably that we should have in those 3 games. And I think I thought he'd have to go in the summer. I thought we can't progress as a football club with Sean Dyche. We're not going to be able to recruit the calibre of players that we want. And we're not an attractive proposition with Sean Dyche, but he would do a job, and you know what you're sort of getting in that, as you say, we'll probably get to 33, 34 points, quite uninspiringly. But I think West Ham shocked everybody, and you're sort of thinking, is 35, 36 points enough now? Because West Ham keep winning, and I wasn't actually worried about them. And we'll get onto that as we come onto the topic. But now I think Forest have to be worried about that. And it's came out that a lot of players are unhappy and stuff. And Marinakis isn't bothered about his reputation. People are saying, you've done it 4 in a row, the first ever team to do that. He is not bothered by that. He is protecting his product and his football club. And he obviously thinks that we were going one way, we were spiralling, and it can't get much worse.
Mm. A lot of people are sort of saying, well, you had 35 shots against Wolves and Dyche can't put the ball in his net himself. But I think we all know that, obviously you're both Forest fans. I think you know that result didn't make the decision.
And the thing is, it's a very similar game to the Everton game. Me and you weren't there. We watched the game in the flat. It's the first time I've missed all year, and I think I was very happy, to be honest, that after full time I could just take the Olympics on rather than having to travel back. But we played Everton at home a few weeks ago, and it was very similar in that Everton packed the box, and all we did was stick balls into the box. And we were slightly better than we were against Everton, but Wolves are so much worse than Everton were. Yeah. And it's them games that Forest can't get up for. We beat Liverpool 3-0. We beat Spurs. I know Spurs look where they're in the league, but they're a big six side coming to the City Ground. We got up for the West Ham game away from home. It was a very abject performance, but we found a way to win. Yet in the games where there's not 100% riding on it or it's against a big side, we're just not there. Everton twice, Fulham, sort of Leeds, Palace that have just been, and Wolves, the players just don't look interested, don't look motivated to get up for them games, and I think that's the main issue, Nardo.
I think that's part of the issue of the players as well. I mean, you can't go through 4 managers. If we do end up going down, the players will have a lot to answer for because a lot of different styles have gone through this season. Nuno, Ange, Dyche, and then it will be Pereira? Was that his name?
I think so. Yeah.
He plays different football. He plays 3-4-3, is it? I think that's the formation he played at Wolves.
Yeah.
And if they can't get going under him, I think the players do need to take some blame as well. Dyche's football wasn't great. I mean, we can all admit it. Like Leeds, you don't mind conceding 1, but it's when you concede 2 in straight
and then
fashion.
He doesn't react to it.
Yeah, there's no reaction. Then when he finally brings on the player everyone's been asking to come on, we score, but it's too late. And that was the kind of history of Dyche while he was at Forest. Everyone was either too late or fine margins, as it used to be said by every single person around the club. It just wasn't true. It wasn't fine margins. We deserved to lose some games we lost.
Yeah. Right, Vitor Pereira, then quickly, before we come on to the main topic of the week, it's a gamble, isn't it? Because I think Forest are hoping we get the Pereira from last season that gives them a bounce, that brings the unity that, as you mentioned, Spurs need, and that Forest has been built on as a football club for the past few years. But there's a risk that you also get the Pereira at the start of the season who took Wolves to the bottom of the league, whereas Dyche, as you mentioned, you know what you're getting. He's had experience in Europe. I know he's won the sort of Portuguese league with Porto, and he's got more experience in the Europa League than Dyche, so that might be another thought process in Marinakis' mind. It's not been confirmed yet, and it could all change by the time we're talking. But if it is Vitor Pereira, Nardo, what do you think?
Like we said before, I think it'll be the unity aspect. That's what it's got to be. I think the players need that team bonding again. I think since Elanga and Wood have gone, the team feel disconnected.
Yeah.
The fans and the team feel disconnected. Don't know if you saw Gibbs White apparently had a go at the Trent End fans after Hutchinson's corner. That would never have happened under Nuno or Cooper. It's just not great. We need someone who can get the players just playing for each other and for the fans, because that's what Forest is. It's always been played with the fans, so close with the players. That's what we need. I hope he brings in, because I think at Wolves he was very close with them, wasn't he?
Yeah.
When he went on that run last year with Cunha and Strand Larsen, at the end of the game, always fist bumps. It looked like good. Start of the year, they did ship off all their great players, so he has got quality with us, and just hoping he can use that to get us through.
Rob Edwards isn't a world-beating manager by any means, but he hasn't done much better than Vitor Pereira has. So I think the problems at Wolves lie deeper than Vitor Pereira.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be a good manager that can hopefully coast you to safety this season.
And bringing Dyche in, who obviously used to be in our academy, Stone and Wone, who used to play for us, I think that's what Marinakis was trying to do, wasn't it, with the appointment? But the abjectness of the football and the fact that I don't think it really correlated with the players made it not work. And I think how bad is it when Forest fans are thinking, was Postecoglou that bad? Because you think about it, if Postecoglou had just relented a little bit, if he'd have just taken a little bit of concentration to defence, to set pieces, and to slowing the football down a little bit, then we could have been in business, because I think we needed to find a balance between that and Dyche, and it was from one to the other, back to the other, and the players couldn't handle it. But let's get on to the main topic. So we're going to discuss who's going to get relegated from all 4 leagues, the Prem, Championship, League 1 and League 2. Obviously Forest are in this conversation. We mentioned Wolves, who are down. I think we'll start with the Premier League. Unanimously agree that Wolves will be down. No arguments about that.
No. I don't think they'll finish bottom though.
Do you think Burnley will go below him?
I think Burnley will go below him, yeah.
That's a positive, because at least Derby's record will be maintained.
I think they'll break that record, or not break it. I don't think they'll
maintain
pass the record. Yeah. But I don't think they'll get above Burnley.
Yeah, I think so. I think they have more quality than Burnley. I think Burnley have given up.
But that midweek game...
after they just won 3-2 at Palace?
Yeah, but Palace are an anomaly at the moment. Palace are in free fall at the moment. I think they're in this conversation as well.
Beat Brighton, aren't they? I think Burnley have got more of a chance of finishing above us and West Ham than below Wolves, to be honest.
What quality do Burnley have in their team?
I don't. Well,
I think Ugochukwu a good player, but outside of him,
but they've been in games this season, haven't they? They've been in games far more than Wolves have, and they've done all right at home. I don't know. I think they'll both finish bottom two.
Yeah.
But I think Burnley will pick up more points than Wolves. But anyway, they're both Wolves and Burnley going down. It's a controversial take from you, Will. I don't know how we could get any controversy from Wolves and Burnley. So we've got Forest, West Ham, Spurs. I think what we're saying from Leeds above are out of it.
I've
pretty
gone
much.
from 15th downwards. I think that's where the race will be.
Yeah. I mean, Brighton, I don't think you can write Brighton off because Brighton are in very bad form at the minute. They lost to Palace, who leapfrogged them. I think they've got a lot of quality, but they need to take it seriously, Brighton.
There was another manager to be sacked. It will be Brighton's. It'll be Hurtzler.
Yeah.
They'll be the next one to go if there's another one this season. In mine, I've put them away. I think they've got enough points at the moment. They've just got to rescue a couple wins the rest of the season, and I think they'll be okay.
A few draws and they'll be right, yeah.
Because I think they're decent side. They'll be fine. And Palace as well. I think they are in it, but that win against Brighton, Strand Larson scored 2 the other night. I know there's a bit more morale around the club. I think they'll be fine as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Leeds will be okay this season. Cavalier is injured at the moment, I think, but once he gets back firing, I think they'll be fine. He's been such a good player for them this season.
And Daniel Farke needs so much credit.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he changed, and it really annoys me that, I know Company's doing well, but I think Farke has had a far better season than Company did. Yeah, Company got rewarded with the Bayern job, and Farke, I think, is probably his ceiling is Leeds.
I think Company's playing career also helped him get that Bayern job.
Yeah, 100%. But he's seen things are going wrong. He's changed it pragmatically and got the complete best out of that squad that isn't the best.
You remember the Leeds game at home? After that, they all wanted Farke out.
Yeah.
And he did change his ways.
It was pretty much from them, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was from then onwards they started kicking on. And I don't like Farke as a manager. I think he just usually does get relegated, but he's done it right with Leeds. And he's rode the fans, like the atmosphere. He's took it on his stride, and I think they'll stay up. For me, they finish 15th in this on 42 points.
And he's not had... Bloody hell, wow. We've got proper research here. He's not had the best platforms. I mean, Norwich. You don't really have much backing in the Premier League as Norwich. They maybe had 1 year on COVID that they did okay.
Leeds are a bigger club as well, so...
But, yeah, the expectations were much higher there, and he sort of lived up to what they'd hoped. So, Spurs...
I think Spurs are absolutely in it.
Yeah.
I think the only thing in people's minds that...
Is they're too good.
Because it's Tottenham.
Yeah.
In their minds, they think, Tottenham can't get relegated. It was one of the big six. It's never happened before. I think the next 4 weeks are massive for Tottenham. I think if this Igor Tudor can come in as interim and give the players some life, give the fans some life, give them something to cheer about, play some decent football, I think they can turn it around. They definitely have the facilities. Whereas, they should and probably will turn it around. But these next 4 weeks are massive for them.
And of the three, I think West Ham have probably got the advantage just because the 3 points behind, but they've not got Europe. Obviously, Spurs and Forest have both got Europe. Forest have never really done it before. Spurs have done it before, but they've got a manager who's new to the league now as well. Competing both together, Forest have proved, is pretty much impossible. Spurs have proved they can finish, 5th in the Champions League and be 17th in the Premier League. They clearly can't handle it. And... I think Spurs under Ange last season showed they couldn't handle it. So West Ham have got their eggs in one basket. I know they've got Burton in the FA Cup and they might prioritise that, but their eggs are 100% on the Premier League. Whereas to save their season, I think Forest and Spurs will try and keep their European hopes alive, but that could detriment their Premier League form.
West Ham's recent form is why us and Tottenham both sacked our managers.
100%.
I think we both rush it. West Ham are winning games. We need something different.
Yeah.
And let's say West Ham got a point in 2 games they won. I think Dyche would still be here, and I think we rushed into it because we start to feel like we're free falling and they're not. Have they won 5 out of the last 6? 5,
and the one they lost was Chelsea turning up at half time. Changed it and they lost it. They should have won that.
I think West Ham will be fine. I think it'll be us and West Ham in the race. I think if we'd have won on Wednesday, Tottenham were right in it. I think they are still in it, but I think they're right in the mix because then we'd have been both on 29, and let's say we get away. They're then the ones West Ham can leapfrog, and West Ham look like they're going to leapfrog whoever's in 17th.
I think Spurs might have to sacrifice their Champions League campaign
to save themselves.
Because last year they obviously focused on the Europa League and they did finish 17th, but they were a good 10, 15 points off those relegated teams.
A lot better this year. Even Burnley are far better than the teams that finished there last year. So I think it's leading to one conclusion, isn't it? Really, by the look of it, is that Forest are going to occupy that last spot.
I've said we are, but I think that's just bias. I think everything looks so wrong at the club at the moment, unless Pereira can get everyone back on board in 12 games, but I just don't see it happening. I think it'll be within 1 or 2 points between us and West Ham. Last day, Bournemouth at home. They've got Leeds last game of the season. Leeds could easily just park the bus and West Ham get a late winner, and that's the story wrote.
There's
Innit?
one team that's going to send us down. It's going to be Leeds, isn't it? Let's get the non-biased viewpoint. Well,
Well, it's very tight, isn't it? I think anyone and everyone could be down there towards the end of the season, but I think it is between Forest and West Ham. I think West Ham fans can easily turn again if they do go on a bit of a bad run in the next sort of 4 or 5 weeks. So I don't think, obviously, it's sensitive being in a relegation battle. So fans do get on side a lot. You've got a new manager. Spurs have a new manager. So I think unfortunately you will be right in it. Towards the end, but I think 2 or 3 other teams could be as well. So
the thing about West Ham, I mean, Nuno's obviously had recent experience of digging a team out of relegation battle, but they've got Bournemouth next, I think, and after that they've got a really tough run of games. I think they've got Fulham as well, but then they play Liverpool, and they've got a tough run. And I think Spurs played them as well, did they, or have I made that up? I'm not sure. But
I don't know,
I think that they've got to beat Bournemouth, and they've got to try and. They've got 5 wins from 6, and you're thinking, is that a purple patch? And I wasn't worried about them because I thought it's a purple patch. But if they're going to get themselves out of it, they've got to build, and they can't just let them.
Is that West Ham
now? Yeah, West Ham.
Yeah, they played Tottenham twice already this season,
Yeah.
so they beat them away, and
they've got Bournemouth though, and then they've got a tough run. So anyway, let's move on from the Premier League because I think our definitive 3 now are Wolves, Burnley, and Forest, unfortunately. So on to the Championship then. I don't think we need to talk about Sheffield Wednesday.
If I'm Wednesday fan, I'm almost buzzing that they've been given all these deducted points in this season, because I think with no deducted points they would have gone down.
Yeah.
So they're just sort of doing it for a laugh at this point, I think. But yeah, I mean, it's just such a struggle. But there is some lease of life for Wednesday fans after Chansiri's gone, and there's some money being put back into the club now,
They
which
can
is really
start
good
afresh.
to see.
They can go down, start afresh, regroup. And I've seen a lot of Spurs fans actually saying that they almost want to get relegated because it's the only thing that will kick the club back into life. I certainly think that could be the case for Wednesday.
Yeah, for Wednesday, definitely. I wouldn't want, if I was a Premier League fan, I wouldn't want my club to get relegated because so many have gone down and been stuck there, and the size of your club doesn't matter if in those leagues. But yeah, I think obviously Wednesday, we don't need to talk about Wednesday, and then sort of the next 4, I think, are the next 5. I'd say the main sort of talking points. So you've got Oxford at 23rd, Blackburn at 22nd, Leicester at 21st, Portsmouth at 20th, and West Brom at 19th.
Yeah,
So
I said Charlton and Sheffield United are safe pretty much, and anything above.
Yeah, there's a 5-point buffer there, and they've also got games in hand, so anything can happen in the Championship. But I think those 2 clubs have good foundations. Sheffield United should be a lot higher for the players they have, the manager they have, and the club they are.
But when I went to Ipswich, Sheffield United just for a day out, I thought they'd be down, and since Wilder come back, I mean, he's turned his ship as he always does, doesn't he?
Yeah, never in doubt. I don't think, was it really? It's a safe appointment. I mean, Oxford are what? Are they 5 points behind? 4 points behind?
4 points behind. Yeah, they've got 28 points.
But
It's not a massive gap.
my certainty, I don't know about my certainty is Blackburn. I just think they've fell off an absolute cliff. They've got the worst squad in there. They've got 1 win since Christmas, and that was against Wednesday, a 1-0 win against Wednesday. They've got the youth team coach in now or something.
For the
for end
size of
season.
Blackburn's club, I think they're averaging 13k. home
Exactly
attendance.
that. I was going to say that.
And that's been slowly going down over the years, hasn't it?
I mean,
and
there
that's
was
been
a
common issue
picture.
there.
Was it the midweek game or Sheffield Wednesday game? There was like nobody in the ground.
I know,
It
yeah.
looked
But it's been like that for a few. I mean, it was 30 years ago now they won a Premier League, so
Yeah.
these things happen.
So
but
as much as Oxford are in it, for me, I'm certain Blackburn will go there. I just think they're abysmal. They've got Todd Cantwell, but apart from that, there's very little.
well, even
quality
so,
in
it's
that
only
squad.
Todd Cantwell, isn't it?
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything
I
for
was
years.
looking at the squad values. Leicester in that is miles above the rest. I think it's 140 million odd is what Leicester's squad costs, and then the rest is West Brom 65, Blackburn 45, Oxford 40, Portsmouth 36. So Leicester to be down there, I mean, their loss in midweek was crazy. I mean, and they nothing looks good around the club. Booze ringing out all the time. The points deduction they've just had, I think they will stay down there after that Southampton result anyway.
Yeah.
That's a shock to the system. I know there was a shock anyway, but that sort of result is awful. But I've put it to be a couple of points between Blackburn and Leicester because that's the last game of the season, I think.
Is it? Oh, I didn't see that.
Blackburn Leicester's
game,
the last
that.
game of the season, yeah.
Yeah, that's big.
I think Leicester are unique in that they do have that odd bit of quality in their team that could get them out of, like that Abdul Fatawu, for example.
They just need one player to turn up for one
Exactly,
game.
and some teams down here don't have that one player.
They've
So
got
Leicester have
is
got
it
5 or
not
6.
Justin, what's his name? Blonde lad.
I know who you mean. McAteer as well.
Yeah. He scored against Derby, home and away. I can't remember his name. That's dreadful.
But yeah, they've got quality, and I don't know if they're going to sort the manager situation out because having an inexperienced caretaker manager in place isn't the best thing for a relegation battle. I don't think. So,
Speaking of sort of managers with that experience. West Brom, their manager,
came from America.
exactly. So he's come from the MLS, where relegation isn't a threat.
Yeah.
They're not under any pressure really. If you're in the lower half of the
there's
table,
no pressure in American football.
exactly.
It's a bit
It's
nice.
more, yeah. So I think that's a really strange one
And
to
it's
bring in.
weird. I know it's a completely different club, but you saw Celtic do it a few years, like to try and win a title, and didn't work.
No.
So bringing someone into a relegation battle, you're a bit like, really? Because at least they have title fights in these American things. They don't have relegation battles. So, yeah, I think that was a strange one, Will.
Yeah, I agree. And the striker situation at West Brom's difficult as well. They don't have that player of quality that, Leicester City, for example, do have.
Yeah.
Um,
And all these clubs are just depressing. Apart from Portsmouth, I think all the clubs are just depressing, aren't they? West Brom, they've drawn a lot of games, and if they can turn some of them draws into wins, I think they'll be all right. We've not spoken about Oxford, really, have we? They've got Bloomfield, obviously. They've not, if they look at their form as well, they've not gone on, losing streaks, and they've got the odd result there. So I think if they can, of any team there, apart from probably Leicester because of their players, if I can see a team going on a run and winning 3 or 4 in a row, I could see it being Oxford. So I think they're in probably the worst position of anyone now, but I think they might get
they're
out.
on a lot less. Them and Portsmouth are under a lot less pressure than the other teams down there. 'Cause
Portsmouth have good home form. It's not great, but it's mid-table home form, and I think Fratton Park, it's a good ground. I think it's tough to go to. They're loud. I think they will be fine.
especially,
they'll be fine by a mile, but I think they'll be fine.
people talk about second season syndrome, but if Portsmouth and even Oxford were to get out of that, I think they would go on to be substantial mid-table championship sides for a long, long time.
And Portsmouth beat teams around them, didn't they? I mean, they beat Charlton, they beat West Brom. They've got some good results against teams around
Got
them.
a good signing from Derby, didn't they, Adams?
Yeah.
That's a good signing for them.
So I think Portsmouth will be all right. For me, it's Wednesday, Blackburn, and then I can't decide between Oxford or Portsmouth, really. I think Leicester will be fine. I probably think it is the bottom 3 currently, but I think Oxford will finish above Blackburn.
I think if it's not Oxford, it would be West Brom out of all those teams. I think they're the one that...
Just the inexperience of the manager.
Exactly, and if they do change it, they might change it too late. I mean, there's Gary Rowett and other people like him that they could bring in as an emergency.
But they should have done it then, not
Exactly that.
not before that.
I've got 3 points between 22nd and 18th, I think. I put Leicester to be in the relegation zone, but I think that's just bias. I want them to go down. But they're on 42, Blackburn 43, West Brom 44 points, but I think that could work any way around
You
there.
simulated all the games?
No, I just went through my head thinking, get a result there, get a result there.
Okay.
And I could be totally wrong. I probably will be totally wrong, but I think there will only be a few points in it. But it's a championship. There's always a few points.
Exactly that. Ultimately, it's a championship. It's going to be tight. It's going to go into hands to the last day, and it should be really exciting.
Right, on to League One then. That is probably the tightest of all the battles we're talking about.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Especially with 4 places sort of to go down. I mean, one's guaranteed, Port Vale, who we were talking off air. Port Vale aren't the worst side that we've seen down there, but they're pretty much of a certainty.
Yeah, they sold their best player, the Swiss striker Talage, when they went out. They went to Plymouth Argyle, so you just sort
They're a
of...
bit hamstrung.
Exactly
There's
right.
always a team.
Off.
When you've got 4 teams going like that, and when you have a playoff system like League 2 and League 1 does, you're always going to have a team that's cut adrift, I think, aren't you?
Yeah.
So on to the other teams then. Will, I'll hand over to you. What do you think?
Well, down at these levels, like League 1 and League 2, it often comes down to money and the situation that these clubs are in, because it's much more damning and severe at this level, especially when clubs are lacking money, such as some of the teams down here, like Rotherham, Wigan, Burton. These are teams, Burton especially, are smaller and have less money because of that, but Rotherham have had money struggles
They've been there so long, haven't they?
for a long, long time now.
Yeah.
I mean, Burton had a season in the Championship.
Yeah.
2
Or
seasons in the
since they've been
Championship.
down, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know, because Burton did all right, and Gary Bowyer, I quite like him. I think Burton have got a chance more than anyone, just because they're in the cup. And if they beat West Ham, which could be on the cards, I think that could spark their season into life. And they've shown this season, I think they've won back-to-back games 3 or 4 times, so they can string a few results together, which in relegation fights, particularly as tight as they are, I mean, you think they're only, 2 wins away from really getting up towards 17th, 18th place. That's all you need in this. So if anybody's going to upturn their form, I think it could be Burton.
Yeah.
Wigan's a weird one, isn't it?
Yes and no. They are struggling really, but they're a small. It's a rugby town really, Wigan, isn't it? There's not a lot of money going into that football club.
Where I worry about them if they go down.
I agree.
They're going to just completely drift.
They're not going to gain any more support or anything like that. This whole relegation battle, I think, hinges on you've got Blackpool in 17th, Leyton Orient in 18th, Northampton in 19th, and Doncaster in 20th, all on 33 points right now. I think those 4 teams are sort of what this hinges on.
Yeah.
There are quite substantial clubs in there like Doncaster and Blackpool, that could bring together some form. Blackpool will have a good striker in Fletcher, and that's sometimes all you need when you're struggling in a relegation battle in League One. So I think if any of those 4 teams drop off, I think the places down there are for the taking, really, with Burton, and Burton could spring a sort of run of form together at any time.
There's a long way to go as well, isn't there? So it does seem a bit weird talking with 15, 16 games to go. But Rotherham have won 2 and drawn 1 of the last 4 or something. So they've lifted themselves back up to sort of being back in this debate, because before that I think they could have been gone at this point. But yeah, what do you think, Nardo?
Wigan haven't won in the league this year, I'm pretty sure. They haven't won in 2026 in the league. I think they've grabbed a couple draws. I looked at Northampton. I think they play a lot of the teams around them at home, so I think they'll drag away because they're not in it as they are. I think Plymouth have an outside chance, as their away form is okay, but their home form is awful. I think it's worse than Port Vale's. I'm sure I looked at it and it was worse than Port Vale's at home, which isn't great. Any side to be bad at home.
Like you've said, home form is so important in a relegation battle.
Burton versus Leyton Orient is the last game of the season. Either that'll be a massive game or one of them will be done, and the other team will just walk away with it. Doncaster also have a lot of teams to play around them, but they have one of the better forms that at the moment they've gone through. A lot of them are bad away, but the best is Burton. So I'm not sure how it'll go. It's a very weird bottom lot.
4 relegation spots as well. Anyone can get pulled into that. I think if I had an outside shout, AFC Wimbledon are in 14th, and they're only up there because of the start of the season they had. I mean, after 7 or 8 weeks, they were in that top 6. Yeah. They've just been in a bit of a freefall for them, and they're so inconsistent. So I think that could be one that maybe later on in the season could be pulled into that battle, especially with 4 relegation places.
Yeah, I think Burton, if anybody in the bottom 3 is going to get out of it, I'm confident Leyton Orient will be alright. Just because Welland's into it.
Welland's, and they've got some good players as well, to be fair. But
Rotherham have got a couple game weeks coming up where I think they play 2 teams around them. I know they play Burton next. I don't know who it is after. I want to say Doncaster, but I could be completely wrong. So I think 6 points. If they get 6 points there, they might pull away. But it all depends, because there's, like I say, so many games left. But it's got to be when they play each other. That's where you'll know who's going to stay up. Because when you say Burton versus Leyton Orient last game of the season, whoever wins that, I think, will stay up. I mean, it'd be awful if they both play each other and they both go down. Yeah. That'd be just awful.
Yeah. You could tell I don't really watch League One apart from Nardo, so let's move on to League 2. Your team, Will, is in League 2?
Yeah, I'm
not at that end.
League 2 sufferer sat here, so it's just such a horrible league to be in. It is so random. Anything can happen. The teams are uncoachable to play against. Games are so end-to-end, so open. It is just horrific to try and get out of either end, to be quite honest.
I tell you what, it's a good job Bristol Rovers got rid of, what was his name?
I'm trying to think.
They got Steve Evans in there, didn't they?
And that's
a good
brilliant.
bloody job, because they were out of control.
We played them away under their previous manager and won 4-0. They came to our place under Steve Evans, and we beat them 1-0, but they were so horrible to play against. They just absolutely shut down the football game.
Where are you in the league? Okay.
4th or 5th, I think.
Okay. Where's County?
Above them.
County? Oh, yeah, brilliant.
3rd.
Yeah, they are. They're tough team. But
I tell you what, I don't know how Notts are 3rd. I've been to watch them twice this year. They've looked absolutely shocking.
They were good against us both times. They're one of the few teams in the league that actually have a style of play, other than just hoofing it towards the...
Well, that's what I saw, the 2 games that I went to. But yeah, Notts are all right. The last game of the season in League 2, it's Barrow against Newport. Barrow and Newport, Newport are 3 points behind Barrow at the minute. And... you think the thing is, in League 1, I think you were confident a lot of the teams could pick up points against each other. Yeah, I can't see Barrow, Newport or Harrogate picking up any points, really.
Newport Barrow is the last game of the season.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And Newport still a Harrogate to play.
Yeah, they have. I think is that soon. I'm sure that's soon, isn't it? Is it not?
Harrogate's last home win was the 27th of September as well.
Yeah,
wow,
they are
crazy.
They are.
Yeah, Newport. So the Newport play Harrogate. And then they've got Cheltenham and Oldham, and then Barrow last game. So the last 4 games, they've got them 2. So if they're within a shout of needing 6 points, they've got a real chance, and it could be in their hands.
But
at that point.
just as an example for this league, I mean, Harrogate's last game, they beat Cambridge 2-1. Yeah. Cambridge were unbeaten in 16.
Cambridge were flying.
Harrogate hadn't won a game in 17 or something ridiculous like that. It just shows you how random this league is. It's really horrible. But for teams down there, I think they can have some confidence that, a ball can drop, or, a postponed game on a Tuesday night could fall their way, with weather and stuff. Just such random things can happen in that league that could pull anyone out of it. But I think Newport and Harrogate, the ones in there at the moment, you don't want to be in those two relegation places this time of the season.
I mean, Shrewsbury were in trouble as well, but Shrewsbury beat Harrogate and beat Barrow in the last month to make sure they're just sort of still comfortably above it, which, like you say, beating teams around you is so important in there because teams very rarely pick up points on a consistent basis at the bottom of League Two.
I've gone for Barrow to go down.
Yeah.
Because they haven't won at home in the league since the 20th of September, which is also crazy. Home form, like we keep saying, is what you need, because it is. They are the worst home form in the league, bound to be. They've got one win in the last 15 games as well.
Yeah.
And then that last game of the season, Newport-Barrow, I mean, I think it could be done by them, but I see Newport winning that. Yeah. And I think that'll be Barrow gone.
As we get into this sort of early March, sort of towards the end of that month, for teams like Barrow, it gets really tough because a lot of their games over the winter gets postponed, and they sort of have Saturday, Tuesday, and they're coming against teams at the weekend that haven't played for a week. So I think that's when you have a really good opportunity to go and get some points, but also with the squad and money you have, you could get really tired and it could end up really badly for them.
And for that Barrow-Newport game, Barrow obviously at home, I think you'd almost want to be the away team there.
Absolutely,
because you'd be under so much pressure, particularly worst home record in the league or something, you'd be under so much pressure not to go down under your own fans. Whereas if you're Newport, there's less pressure, you're probably not expected to win, particularly if you're in or if you need a point. I think you'd rather be the away team on that last
well, I'm not sure if you know this, but Barrow, if you're a Barrow player, it's almost an away game every week because they don't live anywhere near their stadium. Their training centre's in Manchester because they can't convince players to live that high up in the country. It's true facts.
Wow.
So
probably explains a lot.
It does.
Yeah.
Right, all that talk of relegation fever, we're going to have a break and then we're going to have a little quiz after that. Hello, welcome back to the Press Box, segment 2. We're going to hand over to Nardo, who's got a quiz, and I enjoyed hosting last week, so the pressure wasn't on. It's back on now. So over to you, Nardo.
So I was awful in the quiz last week, so I'm glad I'm in this position and not theirs. And in this quiz, there's 8 questions. There's 16 points available. So there'll be a bonus point in every single question.
Yeah.
I'll just go straight into it and I'll explain it if things get a bit sticky. They shouldn't do. So number 1, which team reached the highest points total for a relegated team with 42 points since the Premier League had a 20-team format?
I think I know who this is, but I'm not confident.
Quick one. Whoever wins the point gets the bonus point first. If you get it wrong, that's thrown over.
Okay. God.
It's not West Brom, is it?
Incorrect. I'll freeze you out. Will?
Most points since the 42 is a lot.
This was with the 20-team format.
Yeah.
So they were,
This wasn't in the last few years because they've all been terrible. Is it someone like... Norwich or someone like that?
I won't say who it's like.
No, is it Norwich? Is it Norwich?
It is not Norwich.
No,
They're
okay.
both back in. I can give you a clue if you
Go on,
want.
then.
They're down in the relegation scrap at the moment.
West Ham?
Correct.
Yeah, I thought it was... I don't know why I said
Can
West
you
Brom.
name the season for the bonus point and get 2 on the board?
Right. It'll be before Moyes. First.
A long time before.
Yeah. Oh, getting clues now as well. 2007.
Incorrect. Will?
14, 15?
Incorrect.
Go on, we're not going to get it.
2002-03 season.
Really? Okay, well, we'll take that.
Question
1-0.
2. 1-0 to George.
Excellent.
Question 2. Which teams got relegated from the Premier League in its first season? Bonus point if you can name all 3, and you get 1 point if you can name 2 of the teams.
Okay. Oldham was one of them. Chris.
Well, I know 1, but so I need to get 2 to get a point.
Yes.
Right.
I think this is correct, because I checked it multiple times.
No, maybe I'm wrong with Oldham. I
But
think they might have had a year.
First time I did look at the question, Oldham was there, but I didn't. It was Oldham and Notts County, and Notts County definitely
It's
weren't
definitely not Notts County, yeah. Right, well, I know 1, but I'm not going to say it because I need 2.
there. Well, you can say it. He's frozen.
I'm frozen out.
So.
Are you?
I
Okay,
got-
well, Forest.
Yeah, that's 1.
Who went down? I just know Forest went down in the first Premier League year. Leeds won the year before, so they wouldn't have gone down.
See, I think one of them is quite easy when you know it, but again, most of these questions will be like that.
Somebody's telling me Bradford, but I don't think they were after the first year. We'll say it's not Villa. Newcastle.
No.
Right, so
I
we
get like 1 point for Forest. I mean, I think I should.
Well, no,
As a
because
Forest
I
fan.
knew you'd get Forest. So that's why I said 2 teams. I said I could give him 1 for 1, but George will obviously get that one.
Is there a team from Yorkshire in there? Can you tell me that?
No.
Okay.
We're both in now, or we must both be in now.
Only because you asked me a question.
Well, I'm not really sure that's fair. You,
Okay, go on then, guess then, Will.
Go on.
well, is it? God, I have no idea.
I don't think it was this hard, but
Forest, Charlton.
no.
Okay.
We'll have one more guess and then we'll
You're
just...
both in for this. Just do the last one between you. 'Cause
Okay.
This question could be wrong. I'm pretty sure.
Is it Palace?
Right. Palace are in there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's George.
That's 2 points.
And then the bonus point for the last one.
Bradford. That's New Yorkshire.
Southampton?
No, Middlesbrough.
Okay,
Oh,
fair
well,
enough.
fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that. 2 points.
I will fact check
Got
this
two.
off air with both.
That was
to make
1
sure
point,
that's
by the way,
right.
not 2. Just to get it in, that was 1
To
point.
be edited out now.
Yeah. And then question number 3. Since the beginning of the Premier League in 92-93, which team has suffered the most relegations?
Norwich City.
Bonus point if you know how many times.
5.
Incorrect.
You get the team right.
Team is right. It is
6
Norwich.
times then.
Yep.
Oh, that jammy.
4-1 to George. Question 4.
It's not 3-1.
3-1. You didn't.
Yes, 3 didn't get 2 last round. Yeah, okay.
Honest.
Yeah.
Cute.
Question 4. Which team has had the longest stay in the second division / championship before relegation? Bonus points if you know how many seasons they had.
The longest time in there.
So remember,
And they got
second
relegated.
division.
They didn't get promoted. They got relegated. Is that all time or since the Prem and Championship?
Barnsley.
All time. It's not Barnsley. I think this one is quite hard.
It's not Stoke, is it?
It's not.
That would have been my second guess, to be fair.
They
Longest
were
time.
both back in.
Longest time ever in the championship.
Can you tell us when it
In one-
was?
I didn't write it down. I think it was from the 60s onwards, or it was from like the 40s to like the 80s. It was a very long time.
Right.
I can give you a clue, but we'll give it away straight away.
Okay, we'll give me a clue.
Preston?
Not Preston. You have to guess. I'll give you a clue after you.
Derby.
They are near Stoke.
Port Vale.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How many seasons?
14?
No.
32.
41.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm sure it's correct, but again, I'll check it.
We'll trust you now, though. Now it is 4-1.
Mhm.
Unless he's getting a bonus for...
No.
No, good. 4-1.
Okay. Since the Premier League's formation in 1992, there are 6 ever-present teams never to be relegated from the league. Bonus point if you can name a club who's came up and hasn't gone down.
Brighton.
That is a club who's gone up and never.
So,
come
so what do we need to do?
What do we-
Name?
The 6 teams that have never been relegated from the Premier League since its
Everton?
formation.
Tottenham.
I'm going to give it to George because
Okay.
he got the bonus point right.
Okay. Well, so yeah, go on then.
So what do you want me
If
to
you
name?
get one wrong, you're out and it's back to Will.
Okay. Man United.
Yep.
Tottenham.
Yep.
Everton.
Yep.
Arsenal.
Yep.
Liverpool.
Yep.
So that's the 5.
That's 5. One more.
Is there?
You can pass it on to Will for a point for Will.
So Brighton. Do I get anything for Brighton?
You get
or
the
not?
point for Brighton because that's one of the
Okay.
one of the bonus point teams.
Yeah.
Who have I said? Because it's bid 6 minus City. Have I not said all of that?
5, 4,
Who have I not
3,
said?
2.
Have I said United?
You did. I'm going to pass it to
Who
Will.
have I not said?
So there's another team in that. This is Premier League era, isn't it?
Yes. And since
So is
1990.
Brighton is the only team that's come up and not been relegated in the Premier League
Brentford
era?
as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm a fool.
So I was
I
gonna
know
s-
I've missed now.
That wasn't that. That was different. You already had the point for the.
You didn't say Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
I've just got it. Yeah.
So that will
That's
be
a point each, isn't it?
5-2.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just couldn't think of Chelsea. I knew it was big 6 minus City, but I forgot to say Chelsea.
I think this is question 6.
Yeah.
Which team got relegated the earliest from the Premier League? Bonus point if you know how many games are remaining.
Oh.
I've just forgotten.
I thought we were going to get options then.
I just forgot which teams you said went down.
The earliest. Was it Southampton?
Correct.
Yeah.
How many games do they have remaining?
9?
Incorrect.
8?
Incorrect. 7.
Is it 7?
Oh,
right, okay, fair
And I
enough.
think it was last season.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that is
6-2.
6-2. Ran away with it. There's still 4 points left, so you can get.
It was never in
equaliser.
doubt, was it really?
Yeah, 4 points left to grab. Which team got relegated from the Championship with 54 points? Bonus points if you can name the year.
Birmingham City?
Incorrect.
Oh, I think that was like 51.
The Championship. Swansea?
Incorrect.
I mean, this could be absolutely anyone.
It is a very
Ooh.
tough one.
I've got a thought. I don't know. I've got a thought. Can I say, are we both in now?
You're
Yeah.
out. Will's back in because he went first. He got it wrong. You just got it wrong.
Oh,
So
Wednesday.
we're both in?
No, now you're in.
No, you're in.
Reading?
No.
Oh.
Go have a clue then?
They currently play in League One.
Once again, could be anyone. Barnsley?
No.
Plymouth?
No.
Go on.
Peterborough.
Okay,
Ooh,
fair enough.
Okay, yeah.
And what's the bonus point?
What year?
21, 22?
No.
2005.
12-13 season.
Fair enough.
Final question. George has got the win.
Yes, that's
course.
all right.
But the final question. Name the Premier League team to not get relegated after losing their first 7 games and not scoring.
Palace.
Yep.
What's his name? Frank de Boer.
Yep. Can you name the year?
2017-18?
Correct.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
8.
That's good.
Well done.
Let's have that.
That's
Well
the quiz
Will.
done.
Thanks,
Good
mate.
game. Nice one. Well, thank you guys for joining me. Thanks for evaluating our relegation battle. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure you give it a like and hit subscribe on the YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload. I won't be here next week. I'll be in Istanbul watching Forest. But these guys will be here and we'll see you very soon. Goodbye.